It actually blows my mind that it was only 50 years ago that women were allowed to have credit cards. And in 50 years, the 4B movement has already come up. Women have already been like, yeah, we're tired, we're done. Not all women, right? Not all women are doing 4B, but the men on the internet who are responding to 4B, calling it misandry and calling it of the devil, I'm just surprised you're not embarrassed that in only 50 years of women being able to have credit cards, so many women have decided they would rather be alone, keep making their own decisions. And did you see that guy's video who was like, this is literally against human nature. This is of the devil. What are you gonna do? Date each other? There's nothing else to threaten. Do you know what I mean? They've run out of like actual threats. You're so close to the point. You're on the brink of understanding that you could be the problem. You're like literally just there, and you're still finding a way to, he literally said to women, you can't do that. And if there's anything women have shown, not just in the past 50 years, in like regards to getting credit cards, getting the right to vote, it's like, yeah, the fuck, we can't, they will. Women will, and they can, and they always will continue to. So it's so crazy to see that women very recently started to be able to be financially independent and being able to live on your own. And that's a really big deal. Like, not all men, okay? But specifically the internet incels who are like so upset about the conversation about 4B, because a lot of us, like particularly here, aren't even necessarily doing 4B, but we're talking about it. Because it's very interesting that in Korea, it has gotten to that point where they have been able to really create some business to stand on. And the fact that the response to that here on this internet and on TikTok is guys being like, you can't do that. The same way women couldn't get credit cards and couldn't vote. But in such a short time of being able to do that, they've started to be able to live on their own and pay for their own stuff. And the fact that they don't need you and your response is to be like, well, you can't do that. Why don't you just become like desirable, like in your personality? Is that not embarrassing enough to like mobilize some sort of self-reflection? It's a weird, like fearful response. Do you know what I mean? It feels like, I don't know, could it really not just spark some self-reflection? Like, I wonder what certain men have done to so many women that has caused them to feel that this is necessary. But it says, wow, that's of the devil. What are you going to do? Stop procreation? What, like, clearly the fear-mongering isn't working. Clearly the tactic has failed over and over and over again. You would think you would switch strategies at this point. I don't know.